ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity. Legal terms for horrific crimes that Human Rights Watch says were committed in Myanmar last year.
You know, the government has consistently characterized what's been going on as purely communal violence. We've in fact documented extensive evidence indicating a high level of involvement from the state in these abuses.
In the first wave of violence in June, Buddhist Rakhines, also known as Arakanese, and Muslim Rohingya mobs clashed. Both communities were swept up in a storm of killings and arson. Both communities suffered. But since then, the violence turned sharply anti-Muslim. HRW has found that at first, state security forces did nothing to prevent the violence. But then they joined with Rakhine mobs to attack and burn Muslim neighborhoods and villages. This image provided by HRW shows ethnic Rakhines with weapons walking away from a village in flames while a soldier stands by. On June the 13th, HRW reports eyewitnesses said they watched as a government truck dumped 18 naked and half-clothed bodies of Rohingya in a pile. Al Jazeera has seen photographs of the dumped bodies, too graphic for broadcast, that corroborate the witnesses' descriptions that some bodies still had their hands bound and appear to have been killed execution style. At least one was a child. They were buried in 2 pits marked by makeshift bamboo fences. But when HRW asked Myanmar President Thein Sein in a letter what authorities had done with the bodies of the killed, his office replied in a fax that, quote, the dead bodies of Bengalis were buried in their religious cemeteries with the arrangement of Rakhine state government, unquote. The report also documents new evidence about the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Rakhine state right now.
Generally, UNHCR hasn't had many problems with access to and providing humanitarian aid. But we have heard of some agencies, some NGOs, that have faced problems in reaching some areas. Their staff are being either harassed or intimidated by local communities, and they're afraid to work in some areas.
Tens of thousands of people need food, medical care and shelter. But the government's doing very little to change the situation. Veronica Pedrosa, Al Jazeera.